What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Zinerooo in the cut, back with a new video for you guys. And today, I have a story time. So, this story time is the time that I got suspended from school for the dumbest reason ever. No, the reason I was suspended is so stupid. It's so, what? Okay, so this was around like 6th grade. Yeah, 6th grade. This was in 6th grade. And I had this friend, we'll give him the name Rachels, because that was his Xbox gamer tag at the time, Rachels. Me and Rachels, we were okay friends, you know. We talked on Xbox. He went to my elementary school, and he wasn't really the best kid as like how he acted. He was more, well, you know what I'm saying. He was more on the bad side. I was more on the good side, as you know. I'm a good boy, angel. So, me and this kid, Rachels, we would always play Xbox all the time. And there was this one kid who we'll call S. Okay, so S, he wasn't, you know, there was something wrong with him mentally. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just saying that, you know, there was something wrong. You know, you could tell. So he would get made fun of a lot, and me, I'm more of a goofy person. You know, I make jokes a lot, and me and him, I told him that he had an Instagram page, and he was like, "Wait, are you serious? He has an Instagram?" And I was just like, "Yeah, you wanna know what it is?" And he was like, "Yeah, what is it?" And so on Xbox, I told him what it was, and then he goes on there, and I didn't know this. Okay, I had nothing to do with what he was saying on there, but he was on there, and he was just saying a lot of like bad things about this kid on his comments and just writing all this junk. And me being, you know, the little jokester, the little goofy kid I am, I went on his page and I saw this picture that he had posted of this bike. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a tall bike, right? Like it was really, really tall. And on the caption, S put, "This is a really big bike." And so me, being the Joker, in the comments I put, "More like big dick," referring to the bike as "That's a really big bike." Instead of bike, replace the bike with dick, saying "That's a really big dick," which to me, even to this day, to me that is funny. And so the next day, I go to school, and I'm in like the first, as school started in elementary at like 8:25 or 8:30 or something like that. And so I get to class and I start doing my work. I remember this like it was yesterday. Okay, so I started doing my work, and you know, just doing, I think I was doing science. I was doing my science work in my 6th grade, and the phone rings. So I was in class, and the phone, you know, like the phone that's in classrooms, that phone rings. And I remember just being like, "Oh, okay, the phone rings." And then my teacher, she goes to the phone. She picks it up. She says, "Zach, you go to the office. The office wants you," or something along the lines of that, right? And so, me being the little 6-year-old, not 6-year-old, me being the 6th grade me, was like, "Oh, okay." The time I hurt my index finger, I had broke it, so I was thinking it was like medicine or something to pick up, right? So this was on Monday, and the whole commenting thing was on Sunday, right? And so I go to the office and I wait there, and on that day I had got these boots for science camp, right? I don't know if any of you guys have been to science camp before, but it's like this camp. It has nothing to do with story. Anyway, it's a California thing, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so I'm in the office just sitting there waiting, and the principal calls me, and I'm like, "What? What could I have done?" You know, I'm totally confused. And I sit down at the table with the principal and the little campus security lady, and the principal, she hands me like these, it's like printed on paper, printed screenshots of the comments. And I'm just like, oh my God. Everything hit me at that point. And I remember just like, all I said was, oh no, 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 no. And starting to cry because I was scared, don't get me wrong. I was scared, And I take a seat and she's like, why did you do this? And I just started I just immediately started bawling. I was just like, I don't know why I thought it would be funny and cool or something like that. And she was like, it is not funny. You hurt his feelings. He is sad because of what you said. And at that time, I was in trouble. And if I'm in trouble in school, I do not want to be in trouble at home. I do not want to be in trouble at home. She shows me the screenshots and everything, and I'm crying. And I'm like, please don't tell my mom. Please don't tell my mom. And then she's like, oh, fuck, a spider. Oh, shit. Sorry about that, guys. So, she picks up the phone, right? And you know how office phones are. They're like junk phones. Anyway, she picks up the phone and she hands me it. And she's like, I'm going to dial your mom's phone number and you're going to tell her what you did. And you can tell her that you're getting suspended. And I was like, what? I'm getting suspended? And so I was crying, right? I pick up the phone and I'm bawling at this point. I'm all tears running out my face, snot, everything. And I'm like, Mom, I'm getting suspended. And at the time, this was 8 something in the morning. So my mom's still asleep. So she picks up the phone and she's half asleep. She's like, oh, okay. All right. I'm seeing you in a bit. Bye-bye. And I was so terrified. I was like, oh my God, I'm in trouble. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I was so scared, right? I hand her back the phone. And I sit down back at the table and she tells me that I'm getting suspended for 3 days because of what I said. And she, the principal, the boy, thought that I was bullying him along with my friend, Rachels, who was commenting a lot of negative stuff on his profile. It's a lot of bad stuff, a lot of F this, people, I guess the principal or the parents thought it was a hate crime or something because he's I don't know, his family's from somewhere in the Middle Eastern, I don't know. Anyways, but so I was really scared, right? And so I sit back down, and if you've ever been to the principal's office before for something, I don't know if you've handed this, but the principal, or not the principal, more like the vice principal, they'll hand you this slip, and it's like what you did, and you have to write out what you did, why you did it, and what you're gonna say to the student or whatever. And so I did that. I had to write down all that junk, and I was just commenting blah blah blah, gonna say blah 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 to the student and whatever. And so so I was bawling. And now at this point I was waiting back in the little lobby area that I was waiting before I got called into the principal's office. And I was just sitting there, and I remember I was just thinking, I was just oh my God, oh my God, just it's oh my God. My grandparents actually picked me up, and I remember they came into the office and they signed me out on a little sign-out sheet because I had to get signed out so that the school didn't think I was ditching class or anything. And so after that, I remember just walking to the car, and there were no words said. No words at all said. I was just walking to the car, and then I get in the back, and then my grandpa was driving, and my grandma was in the passenger. And I remember I was looking out the window the whole entire drive back, and I remember just feeling I was on a prison bus, about to go to jail. I was just looking at the window, just like, damn, man, damn. And so after that, I get home. I finally get home, and my mom, she was mad at me, right? And so I explained everything. I told her my side of the story, like everything that happened, and now she's not as mad as me. She's more mad at the school and the principal because, like, even I think that the least I should have got was like a Saturday school, if anything. Since I was suspended, I was on like a little punishment and stuff, so I couldn't play video games or do anything. Then those 3 days that I was suspended, they felt like the longest 3 days ever. Cause I like to go to school because I can talk to my friends and stuff, and of course I couldn't. That's been the story time about how your boy Zinerooo, yes, your boy Zinerooo, got suspended from school for 3 days for the dumbest reason. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And Zinerooo out.